Patterson Gymnasium on the campus of Pasadena City College. It's the best in women's volleyball, community college style, as the finest 8 teams in all of California battle for the title. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Andy Mariani along with Marcella Washington. Glad to have Marcella back. The Golden West Rustlers in game number 1 will be taking San Joaquin Delta. 2 teams that are familiar with each other. Marcella, they've been down this road before.
Yes, they have. They actually matched up during the season in an out-of-conference match. But it's going to be a different look for Delta this time around. Orsini and Duncan, the key outside hitters for Golden West, were both out on injuries during that match. This time around, they're going to be here, and they're ready to come out swinging strong.
Both teams familiar with each other. If you go back to the championships that we had 2 years ago on the same court, it was the Golden West Rustlers with a much stronger squad defeating San Joaquin Delta in 3 games. They swept that series, and then last year up there in Stockton, it was a tougher match. It went 5 games in the semis, but both teams facing each other in the quarterfinals, and a challenge for both squads.
The challenge for both squads are going to be about size. For Golden West, they're going to want to stop it at the net. They're going to want this to be an offensive game. Delta has the size advantage. They have a strong front line. If it goes to defense, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. For Delta, it's all about preparation. I talked to the coach, Ann Paz, and she said their team was fierce last night. They were prepared, focused, played strong defense and blocking, and if they do that today, it's going to be an incredible match.
It's a tale of 2 squads. One squad, the Rustlers, defending champions, 8-time champions, but they suffered a little setback this year. They had 3 regular season losses, ended their 101-game winning streak, non-tournament winning streak, and now they're sort of coming down to the pack as far as competition. San Joaquin Delta, established program, being in the semis the last few years, they're trying to go over the top.
They are. I don't think we have much to worry about with Delta. Their experience and Golden West are both prepared.
We're going to check the lineups and let you know who's playing for the Golden West side. Besides, we get this match started. Let's take a look, and if you want to read them, Marcella, go ahead.
For Golden West, Petra Martinez starting as defensive specialist. Frost, Natalie Paredes, 5'7", setter. Middle starting is Giovanna Jurasevic.
Very good.
That's a tricky one. On the outside, we have Ramos and Mills, and again, as a setter coming in for Golden West, Gonzalez.
And we'll get the rest of the Golden West squad. Ramey Mitchell, she's a middle blocker out of Narbonne. She's going to be key today on the back line and the front line. Jennifer Bazin, middle blocker, comes on at the start. She had a very good game in the victory yesterday over Butte. Kirsty Hyatt, the freshman. Roxanne Orsini, which we talked about, Marcella, key performer. They're going to rely on her and her outside hitting ability and her serving. Ashley Brown, 5'10" sophomore, and Nicole Gonzalez rounds it out, and the freshman setter herself. We are going to be back with the start of this exciting contest. Both teams looking to establish themselves. Amazingly, both teams, they're strong as they are, playing in the quarterfinals. It is a double elimination tournament. We will be back with the start of this contest. Coming up right now, the Golden West Rustlers taking on the San Joaquin Delta.
Estelle Ward, and I'd like to speak to someone about my daughter Ruth's financial aid. Hello, yes. I'm Ruth Ward's mom, and I was hoping the university might reconsider. She got good grades. Hello, I'm Ruth Ward's mother, and I'd like to speak to someone about my daughter's financial aid.
This park was filled with vandals, junkies and dealers, carjackers, prostitutes, and gangs that held the neighborhood in fear. But the only crime being committed here is everyone thinking that we're the criminals. Let's face it, everyone judges teenagers on appearances. So why don't we start proving everybody wrong by doing something right? Get involved in crime prevention in your community. Tutor, mentor, volunteer. Call 1-800-722-TEENS to find out what you can do.
It's time we're judged
But what we do.
not how we look.
We are back at Hutto-Patterson Gymnasium on the campus of Pasadena City College. Andy Mariani with Marcella Washington, just about ready to start this contest. The Golden West Rustlers taking on the San Joaquin Delta Mustangs, two teams familiar with themselves. And talking about Marcella, Coach Paz, she's got to be excited about this opportunity, playing the Rustlers this early in this tournament.
I'm tremendously excited for her. This is an opportunity to see one of the best teams in the conference and in the South, in addition to having a chance to play one of the hardest teams early on. If she can knock them out in the quarterfinals, makes an easier ride for her. It's also a way to get her team prepared for the next round in the semifinals, where they may potentially see Orange Coast, which we know is a strong contender.
And the way this tournament is set up, and let's give you a little breakdown on how the tournament is working. The tournament is paired up where you have the 8 best teams in the tournament. Early on, the preliminary rounds, you have a setup, and this is our first game setup, where instead of pulling out the bleachers and just having the main match at center court, we're splitting the court. 2 games are going on simultaneously, since this is a double elimination tournament. So far in the tournament, the strength, Marcella, has been in the Southern California teams, just like a year ago, where predominantly the El Caminos, Moore Parks, OCCs, and Golden West have run through their first round matches.
Yes, I would agree with you. We have strong club teams here in the Orange area, and Orange Empire is a strong conference. Golden West and Orange Coast College were both ranked, and they were initially, I believe Golden West was ranked #1 in the state at the start of the season. At the end, we had a new conference title holder, Orange Coast College, which was the first in something like their 14 school year history. For them, it's an exciting time. For Golden West, it's a little more challenging time. So in the Orange Empire, we're seeing some exciting volleyball.
And overall, the OCC Pirates ended the streak of the Golden West Rustlers. It was 14 years that Golden West had gone without at least sharing an Orange Empire crown. The challenge for them is for this squad to rebound after their 3 losses on the season and come away with a victory. Now, they'll be facing a more developed and veteran squad, as Marianne Paz has been banking her team and getting them to look to this tournament. They played Golden West the last 2 years in their Delta tournament. As we mentioned before, OCC did not, or Golden West did not have their key players, Roxanne Orsini, who they're going to be announcing too, and a key player, Ashley Brown, did not play in their loss, their surprising loss, last game of the season to Cyprus, which in turn gave the Pirates their first crown since '84.
Which reminds us also that for Golden West, it's important for them to have a full personnel and a full lineup. They don't have the depth necessarily that some of the other teams do. It's going to be interesting to see if that's going to be a challenge for them throughout this championship.
A key to look for early on is the middle blocking play of Jennifer Bazin. Throughout the year, she's sort of been passive in the way she has attacked the net. And yesterday's victory over Butte, especially the start game 2 after dropping the first game by a 30-23 score, in which the Rustlers then rallied to take the next 3. Bazin was more forceful in the front of the net. It led to some early leads. And once you get ahead, Marcella, in this new scoring, instead of the side out, the rally scoring format, you have a big advantage over your opponent.
Well, it's a game really about unforced errors now. I think we're seeing a game that involves offense and defense playing significant roles, whereas volleyball before we focused more on the offensive attack. That may also be a challenge for Golden West. They have a strong offense. They don't have the size to really match up at the net defensively. So for them, the unforced errors is a high factor in this match.
And for San Joaquin Dental, a key performer is the opposite hitter middle blocker, Jill Parmalee. She's a young lady at 6 foot, sophomore out of Lodi High School. Her teammate, Amy Moles, is also out of Lodi. She is their big player. She was named All-Tournament a year ago at Delta. She made that All-Tournament team and she will be a dominant factor if you're going to look for the success of Delta.
Yes, without a doubt. And we should congratulate Jill Parmalee on her selection to the All-Northern Conference team this season in this championship game is a big time for her. She's going to be one of the stronger players for Delta, and it is definitely going to be a task for the Golden West team to contain her.
And she, along with teammate Carly Ross, were named all-tournament performers in that tournament held October 20th, which had Golden West playing without Roxanne Orsini as Delta went on to win that tournament. So we're just about ready to get this one underway. Andy Mariani along with Marcella Washington want to inform you that Sam Crutcher will be the main official. There's the Rustlers trying to get themselves motivated. They know how important this contest is. They would rather go to the semis tonight at 7 than have to still play in the double elimination seeding.
Well, you always want to come out strong in the beginning of any match and any championship, so it's up to Golden West to do that today.
A key performer for the Rustlers, we must also emphasize, is Ramey Mitchell. From an athletic family, her mother played a successful two-sport athlete at Los Angeles Harbor College. Her sister Portia is a center on the USC, basketball team. Also, Ramey played basketball when Narbonne won their high school championship. Best team in the nation basketball-wise 2 years ago, but she's taken her efforts to volleyball, and she's looking to make an impact for the many coaches, Division I and Division II coaches that are here. We are ready to go. Natalie Paredes will be serving near side Rustlers with the white and the green stripes. The Delta Mustangs entirely in black with the white stripes. Paredes to serve. Ross, across Ross, nice block on the front. Ramey Mitchell with the dig. Paredes with the set, raising. Miss hit, looks like on the part of Moles. The point goes to the Rustlers. They lead 1-0.
That's a net call by the referee on one of the players on the Delta side.
And Sam Crutcher is the referee. Paredes, one of the best servers in the Rustlers. She'll be starting out. Set cross court. Loftus, nice dig by the Rustlers. Jurasevich. Giovanna Jurasevich. Rustlers jump out to a quick 2-0 lead.
That play started out by a nice defensive coverage and a nice loopy pass outside to Jurasevich.
Set by Danielle Lewis. Ramey Mitchell keeps the ball in play. Paredes sets it up. Stacy Duncan. Set across. Lewis. Ball out, or was it touched? It will go, I believe, to the Rustlers. Give them 3. They're jumping out fast, something they didn't do last night.
No. Lewis actually trying to stretch a little bit, trying to hit over Bazin's hands. Hits the ball out of bounds.
Set by Lewis, cross court into the net, and it looks like right now the Delta's a little tight coming out of this contest.
Delta a little excited. Looks like right now Golden West is settled in their game, taking their time, passing nicely, controlling the ball.
We really haven't had to see impact on Roxanne Orsini. She had one nice save in this first go-round. Nice dig by Paredes. Bazin keeping the ball in play. Ball digs. Paredes, Jurasevich. Orsini into the net. Right when I talk something good about her, she does bad. Give the point to Delta. Delta trails 4-1. They are going left to right. They'll be in the black uniforms. The Rustlers, the white with the green stripes and the black pants. Serving is Carly Ross, opposite hitter out of Red Bluff High School. Stacy Duncan set. Paredes coming cross court. Orsini. Nice dig, but miscommunication on the part of Loftus and Powers.
Orsini with the nice cross-court dig. Loftus and Powers not certain who was going to release for that set. Setter didn't go to the net quick enough to respond.
You're looking at the back of Roxanne Orsini out of Long Beach Wilson High School, key component if the Rustlers are going to defend their state title. Ball in play, and another point. So the Rustlers have jumped out big time in this contest. They are up early, 6-1. Surprised at this so far, Marcella?
Not at all. I think the Rustlers, after playing against Butte yesterday, settled into their game and they're ready to focus. First game, first match.
Orsini with the serve. Leads the Rustlers as far as aces throughout the year. Nice block up front, and Jennifer Bazin, who's been on fire the last couple games, she hasn't been there all year, comes through. It's now 7-1 Rustlers. And timeout. No, I thought we were going to have a timeout.
And Bazin is fired up. She's jumping around to the net, and rightfully so. That's a big block to put up one-on-one.
Cross court. Oh, miscommunication there. Stacy Duncan Ball was coming in the hands of Natalie Paredes, 7-1, or 7-2, I should say.
Paredes is in great coverage position. If Duncan just would have given her the room to play the ball, it would have been a nice opportunity to control.
Paredes has been very active. Serving is Kim Anderson out of Rio Vista High. Normally a setter. Ramey Mitchell will play the back line today. Cross court, Duncan, was it touched? And it wasn't touched, so give the point to Delta, 7-3. Good contingent here up from Stockton. Majority of the fans looking on are for the Mustangs. Orsini. Paredes setting up Brazen. Ball back over the net, set by Lewis. Long. Give the point to the Rustlers. Rustlers have come out and they have done some damage.
Rustlers are really over-exaggerating, trying to hit over Bazin's block. That's probably the biggest block they're going to see the whole match. If they're not able to keep the ball in, Bazin's doing a great job of showing.
Next to Roxanne Orsini, coming into the contest, Petra Martinez, also out of Long Beach Wilson, probably the second best server on the Rustler squad. A little bit of problems, communication early on for Delta. Ramey Mitchell, but nice block in the front, but it goes out of bounds, so give the point. Another point for the Rustlers. They jumped out to a 9-3 lead.
And it started with Orsini responding to the free ball. Nice ball control, sets it up to give us an opportunity for Mitchell to put it away.
9-3 Rustlers going across the way. If you hear some noise, it's OCC against Moore Park in another big quarterfinal match. Both winners will face each other. Ramey Mitchell up front. Nice tip by Mitchell.
Mitchell and Bazin, strong blocking out of the middle.
And there's our timeout by Coach Paz.
Bazin and Mitchell right away coming on strong in the middle. It's significant that they establish themselves defensively and challenge the Delta offense, and they're doing a great job.
Coach Albert Gasparian was not pleased in their loss to end the season against Cyprus. They had a chance to get another share of a title. They come to the realization that they had split their series with OCC during the year. Going into the last game of the season, all they needed was a win to share the title and maybe get that #1 seed in Southern California. Played lethargic, lost to a Cyprus team they had lost 2 games prior to that. And then and looks like a completely different team coming into the tournament.
Well, they're under great coaching. Al Gasparian, he knows how to create championship teams. He knows how to motivate, inspire, and prepare his team. They're going to make adjustments on any level, and we can see that right away coming into this match.
He was frustrated at the Cyprus game. I had not seen him, Marcelo, react to the way he had done, but he knew there was probably work to do, and he had a couple weeks to get his team ready. Russell serve, they lead 10-3. Finally for the Delta Mustangs, Morgan Loftus.
Morgan Loftus with a nice hit down the line, recognizing can't go cross court. You've got that big block in the middle. Let's chisel down the line. Let's work against the smaller blockers.
And she takes advantage of that situation, and serving now Lisa Danielson. Oh, miss hit by Orsini. But they still keep it in play. Orsini up. Ball tipped, and that's rally scoring. You can get the help sometimes by the net. I've noticed times, too, with rally scoring, Marcella, the ball bounces a lot of funny ways.
Oh, it does. You know, I think you find that there's so much more transition ball going on that you're going to see a lot of the balls rolling over, a lot of unusual free ball play, and serving's very important, too.
Miscommunication once again, but that ball might have hit the net going over. So we'll go from there. 11-4 now. Rustlers serving in the white. They are going right to left. Duncan. Looks like another point for the Rustlers. Make it 11-4. Coach Marianne Bazin staking with pretty much her squad. Holly Danielson. A little miscommunication between Ross and Lewis. And it's now 13-4.
It's just great serving execution by Brown, splitting the husband and wife, as we used to say in the old days.
Not so old days. What would you call now, the significant other?
And a quick response by Delta, catching Brown off guard as she was coming back in the defense off of the service.
Rustlers with the lead. Point went to Delta. Serving for Delta, their all-state performer, Jill Parmalee. Looking at by a lot of Division I coaches. Oh, Stacy Duncan comes through with the kill. Make it 14-5 Rustlers.
Duncan just right on top of the ball, and Paredes doing a great job of setting to her offense all the way across the line today.
Duncan with the serve. Cross court. Ross. Finally, Carly Ross comes through. Ross, another Division I prospect for Coach Paz, who's assisted by Pamela Busso, Sam Cernip, and Tiffany Wingham.
The difference there is we didn't see Mitchell get in close enough so that she could stop that cross-court set.
Fake attempt to Mitchell. Orsini gets it in. But was she on the net? No, I do not believe so. Oh, yes, she was. So it's 14-7. Delta has narrowed the margin a little bit. Rustlers jump out early. We're up 7-3. Orsini set by Millman. Nice attempt by Ashley Brown, but she ends up on her posterior.
She's in great position behind the block, gets a look at it, gets a little dig on it, but can't quite get it up high enough for them to execute.
Delta narrows the margin. It's now 14-8. If you hear other whistles, it's the other match going on between Moore Park and OCC. Number 1 and number 3 in Southern California, both winners yesterday. Nice block by Mitchell. Mitchell gets it.
Mitchell in the pocket with the chance to hit deep, comes back to her, sends it back over, goes up strong at the block, taps it over, and she jousts and wins.
Ramey Mitchell rotates between playing that back line and the front line. Coach Gasperi now having her on the front. Mitchell to serve, set by Danielson. Nice block. No, ball goes out of bounds. Good effort, though, by Bazin, getting at least out in the front of net, being more active than what we talked about early on.
Bazin in position, closing the block, but needing to turn her hands in to keep it inside the court and getting on top of the ball more.
15-9. Here comes that crucial point where if you're up, say, 19-12, it's very difficult in rally scoring to come back. But Delta realizing that, they're trying to narrow that margin, make it 15. It'll put now 15-10, or point will get to the Rustlers.
Rustlers get the net called. Had thought it was coming back on the block by Delta for a point, but in actuality, the ref called a net on Delta.
Key turning point possibly in this game number 1, best of 5 series. Here comes official Deborah. We needed to get her last name, but we didn't do it. She was late in arriving, talking to Sam Crutcher. I don't know if they'll change the ruling. They did make a change, and that could be crucial when you're looking at how the points are. Crutcher explaining it to Ramey Mitchell now exactly what happened. They might have to flip-flop that score. So it's a turning point when you're dealing with rally scoring right now.
It really is, because before it was a side out, so you realize, oh, I have a possession, I still have another opportunity to win the ball back. In this case, I lose a point. I'm not winning the ball back. So it does change the mindset, and I would expect we will see more challenges in referee calls.
Especially when a lot's on the line, such as a state title. Winner will advance to the semifinals tonight. Loser will go in the loser's bracket and take on Yuba. So whoever doesn't come out of this match will still be favored to try to work their way back.
And they have a long journey.
You and I would prefer the Rustlers win this, because then we'd only have 3 matches instead of potentially doing 5.
We're hoping the Rustlers rustle the Mustangs tonight.
Yes, 2 cowpokes going at it right here. The Rustler.
And the point does go to Delta. I'm sorry, Golden West. Golden West receives the point.
So Golden West does get the point. They are the benefactor of the official's call. Paredes, nice block by Orsini. Orsini rises to the occasion. So far, so good as far as the battle is between Parmalee and Orsini. 17-9, Natalie Paredes will be serving.
Orsini and Duncan just taking away the line, not giving Delta any room.
Big front, Paredes. Nice attack by Leah Powers out of Sierra High School.
Ball goes to Golden West. Ref called a double contact on the setter on that.
So another point going the Rustlers' favor. They lead 18-9, and this is where you get in that territory where it's tough to rebound once you're 9 or 10 points behind, and the team ahead has 20. Rustlers, Orsini and Brazen on the attack, make it 29. There's a 19-9. We'll check this score.
19-19. Let me.
Not get ahead of ourselves. 19-9 Rustlers. Paredes with the serve. They've dominated this first match. Oh, Paredes kept it in play. Wonderful effort by Natalie Paredes, retrieving that power serve, and it gets it out or long. A little bit frustration now on the part of Delta, where Powers gave everything she had and Paredes took it.
Paredes is doing such a great job of digging balls and getting up to set and keeping the ball in motion in transition.
29. There she is once again.
Digs it again.
Orsevic to Orsini. Ross keeps it in play. Nice block by Orsini. Roxanne Orsini rising to the occasion, and it looks like a timeout by Marianne Paz and the Mustangs.
Marianne Paz probably not anticipating such a strong block up on both rotations, changing in middle blockers. Bazin and Mitchell both putting up a big block. I think she's really having to make some adjustments that were unexpected.
So ever since that 30-23 loss last night against Butte, it's been a completely different Golden West Rustler team, the team that we wanted to see through the course of the year, but whether it be by injuries or the team not having their entire lineup together or not in sync. But right now, in game one of this crucial quarterfinal contest, they have stepped up.
Well, they have their best players on the court. They need everyone healthy. Everyone's out there playing. Everyone is executing. In addition, last night against Butte, the first game out, they were playing a game they weren't used to. Butte runs a fast outside. Here they are going head to toe in the middle and strong outside hitting, and they are executing and responding very well.
A will of strengths there. Two powers. Power from the north, power from the south. They've battled each other before, and this is a big quarterfinal showdown. Rustlers serve with the lead, and the point goes to Delta. Delta regroups. They still trail 21-10. Game one, best of 5.
And Paz trying to come out of that rotation and gaining a point by calling a play, calling a cross and mixing it up so the blocks would have to make an adjustment on Golden West.
Paredes, Orsini. Orsini gets it in. Roxanne Orsini on fire. We've got more kills on Orsini in this contest than we had in the other ones that she's played.
She just found the hole in the block and blasted it right through.
22-10. Rustlers with the lead, game one. Winner will take on the winner across court. The game going on between Moorpark. Orsini mishits it. We're trying to look at that game right now, and that's a close one. 19-13 at this particular time. I don't know. Visitors, I think, are OCC ahead. So it looks like the Pirates are with the lead over Moorpark. This game, 22-11. Paredes, point goes to the Rustlers. Rustlers 23-11 with the lead. Substitution now. Jennifer Bazin in, and Petra Martinez, fencing specialist and server, comes in. Rustlers, surprising first game start. They have the lead, playing up to their expectations of what was expected of them at the beginning of this year. Missed set there, but yet they were able to pull it off anyway.
Again, coverage so important. Paredes is so quick on coverage. Golden West players just need to give her room, let her play her position. If you're going to go for the ball, get out of her way or go for it, full steam ahead.
Loftus with the serve, trying to set up Mitchell. Mitchell! Ramey Mitchell comes through. Make it 24-12. Rustlers dominating right now. Ashley Brown, who's been injured and out.
Paredes doing a nice job of distributing the ball. Again, initially going to the outside, now coming, running quick sets in the middle. Very effective.
Back set. And it looks like Loftus is he's getting a little more involved in the front of the net. I don't know if they're trying to take advantage of the 6'2" frame. Her and Powers on the front line.
They're trying to keep Golden West off balance right now. Lewis decided to set back court to try to give Loftus something that would come a little differently over the net to Golden West.
Duncan finds the open spot. Another point for the Rustlers. Stacey Duncan, her game rising to this level as well.
Stacey Duncan reminds